Before we get started with today's video, I just want to thank everyone for helping me reach 5,000 subscribers. It's a number that honestly blows my mind a little bit, and I can't believe that I've reached this many people in what feels like I haven't started this channel in a long time at all. If you'd like to be more up to date with other things I'm up to, I also have an Instagram page @TheFootballMeta, which I'll link in the description down below, where I post updates to any videos that I post on this channel, and it's the best place to reach me if you have any comments, as I read all the DMs that everyone sends me. Thank you so much, and let's get started with today's video. Back-to-back 3-0 wins have seen Italy top their group and look forward to the knockout stages of the competition. But what these wins show us is that Italy is for real and are slowly becoming one of the favourites for the competition. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at what makes Italy so dangerous. In their opening 2 matches, Italy looked more organised than some of the best clubs in the world. Something that's extremely difficult to do given the limited amount of time that managers have to implement their tactics with their team. But Italy's plan to stick with Roberto Mancini is slowly paying off, and after an unusual absence from the 2018 World Cup, Italy are currently on a 29-game unbeaten run. Now, to understand why Italy is slowly becoming everyone's favourites for the competition, let's take a look at how they overcame Turkey and Switzerland in such an elegant way. With no changes made between the games, Italy are starting to develop a clear game plan. While it's a 4-3-3 on paper, it's arguably much more of a 3-4-3 in possession. The right-back, Florenzi, would play deep alongside the 70-year-old centre-back partnership of Chiellini and Bonucci, while Spinazzola is used as an extremely offensive left wing-back, and has been key in helping Italy stretch the opposition's back line. The way Italy played forced both Switzerland and Turkey to play rather defensively. Switzerland did try to be more aggressive with Italy building up from the back line, but the Azzurri were able to pick out the 3 midfielders over the first line of press. With Turkey playing in a very defensive 5-4-1 when out of possession, it did make Italy's job a lot easier, as it allowed them to slowly overload the wide areas in midfield, where they struggled to stop the Italians' movement. On the left of midfield, Chiellini would often burst through the first line, essentially on the same line as Locatelli and Jorginho, and Spinazzola would then force Turkey's winger in Karaman to join the back line, allowing Insigne to move into the half space. Or Locatelli would move out wide to receive the ball from Chiellini, and with Spinazzola once again pushing up on the left, Insigne would come short to occupy the space that was left vacant by Locatelli, moving in between the lines before either turning and attacking the back line or looking for a switch to the other flank, if Turkey had covered his movement. With Silic being touch tight to Insigne, it would also mean there would be space in behind if he stepped out of line to close him down. And Italy were able to exploit this with quick 1-2s, or with Barella and Berardi making the run in behind. Now, the way Italy have been attacking down the 2 flanks is very different, and when moving down the right, the fullback Florenzi has a much deeper position, meaning the flank would often be taken up by either Barella or Berardi, with the 2 having an excellent link-up, and often finding themselves in a 2v1 against the opposition's left-back. Italy's lopsided approach going forward was clearly visible in their opening 2 goals against Turkey on Friday night. An overload on the left with Spinazzola, Chiellini, Locatelli and Insigne meant Turkey were forced to commit a lot of players to this area of the pitch, and the fantastic positioning from Barella meant he was often left with plenty of space in front of the back line, and Italy would look to move the ball from left to right to find themselves in a 2v1 on the right flank. For both the first and the second goals, Barella would receive the ball in the centre, forcing the left-back Meras to step out, meaning Berardi was completely free to pick out a pass in the middle. The first goal by Locatelli against Switzerland was also in a similar vein to the first 2 against Turkey. A long ball out wide from the midfield forced the backline to cover, and leave space in the middle for a late run from Locatelli to take Italy into the lead. Now, while on the topic of Barella, he has been instrumental for Italy in the final third, and his positioning, as we've seen during his time at Inter, is incredibly difficult to defend against. While on paper, Italy had a flat midfield 3, when in possession, Locatelli and Jorginho would form a double pivot, allowing Barella to have a looser role, moving out to create overloads and picking up the ball between the lines. In the final third, Italy's formation would often resemble a 3-2-5, with the front 3 in the box, Spinazzola on the left and Barella on the right, with Locatelli and Jorginho as support on the edge of the box. Now, for however organised and dangerous Italy have been going forward, their defensive structure has been truly remarkable, dealing with any threat quickly and effectively. Out of possession, Italy's shape often resembles a 3-5-2. The back 3 is formed of the 2 centre-backs and Florenzi, given that Spinazzola is usually so high up on the pitch that he's rarely needed in the back line before Italy are able to win the ball back. As such, Spinazzola will defend alongside Locatelli, Barella and Jorginho in the centre, with Berardi covering any runs on the right flank. The front two of Insigne and Immobile are immediately aggressive when out of possession, and are the first two to close down the opposition centre-backs if they attempt to build up from the back line. With little luck in finding space through the midfield, Italy forced both Turkey and Switzerland to go immediately long into the striker. But Bonucci and Chiellini have so far proven that age is just a number, and have not set a foot wrong so far in the opening matches. A solid defensive line and with an excellent aggressive midfield, Italy have well and truly controlled all their matches. Now, I know what you're thinking, they beat Turkey and Switzerland in their opening 2 games. So what? Turkey and Switzerland were never going to win the Euros. Well, that's easier said than done. And the way in which they overcame these 2 teams was truly remarkable, and goes to show how far Roberto Mancini has taken the nation since he took over. After a long dark period for the Italian national side, Mancini has injected the team with the right amount of youth alongside experience. The defensive partnership of Chiellini and Bonucci, with a midfield of Locatelli, Jorginho and Barella, is the perfect mix of experience and youth, and seems to be working perfectly at the start of these Euros. But the main reason as to why Italy seem to be gelling so perfectly on the pitch is because the system that Mancini has chosen fits the players he has to a T. From the back line to the front, none of the players are in an unnatural position, and all play in the same roles for their respective clubs. For example, Jorginho is a pivot for Chelsea. Barella is used as a fluid attacking mid, drifting into difficult positions for Inter. And the front 3 of Insigne, Immobile and Berardi are all in their natural positions, and has ensured that Mancini can implement his tactics effectively, knowing that the players he has are all capable of adapting to the game and understanding how their teammates play. The most important thing for national team tactics is simplicity. As mentioned earlier, players and managers really don't have long to work together, and so complicated tactics won't get you far in the competition. But in the case of Italy, Mancini has been extremely clever, and has adapted his system to best suit the players he has at his disposal, rather than forcing a system that his players are not comfortable with. And I think that's the main reason as to why Italy is slowly starting to be considered as serious contenders for the competition. The way the players gel on the pitch is second to none, and I think any team should be scared to play against Italy. Now, I'm curious to know what you think. Where do you think Italy will come in the competition, and who are your favourites to take the Euros home? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, along with any suggestions for future videos. And if you enjoyed this content, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.